Hi, I'm Jessica from Jessica Wonders, and I'm back with How Much Food Can I Grow 2025. If you're new here, I will post links to maybe last year's How Much Food Can I Grow season where I record and weigh everything that I get out of my backyard garden. I'm in Zone 6 in the interior of British Columbia. I use this Mother Earth News vegetable garden planner every year to plan my garden. Before I go get seeds, make sure that I'm not planting the same things too many times in the same beds. If you want to take a look at that, I'm not affiliated at all. That's just what I use. If you enjoyed this video and this series, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to see more videos from me. You can check out the join button for other ways to support my channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified of when I drop new videos. This is kind of a compilation video of everything I have gotten up to this spring so far. Plus, stay tuned until the end. Make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to cook one recipe idea that includes my first harvest out of the garden. Let's garden. All right, I have done some seed organization here. That's what I did. I went through all my seeds to see what I have, and I've sorted them. These need to get planted right now, 8 weeks before the last frost, and then 6 weeks before the last frost. Up here at the top row are things that I want to plant, like early start seeds, and then everything down here is things that can direct seed into the garden, all the way through to 2 weeks after the last frost. When the ground has warmed, we'll plant beans and other things. So I have all of these times where I'm going to plant things 2 weeks before the last frost. I'm direct seeding a bunch of turnips, carrots, peas, that kind of stuff. 4 weeks before the last frost, I'm planting those kind of squashes, other kinds of squashes, some kale. Anyway, I've sorted them all out. I did do a small shop at ArtNap where we checked out some seeds. I had to pick up some seed starting mix and just have a look at the seeds that they had available in the stores. I was short of some yellow snap peas, and then those dragon tongue beans that I really love, I didn't have any more of. I didn't have any more pickling cucumbers, I don't think. Long English cucumbers, just to be safe. And then I saw the sweet cherry red peppers. I wasn't sure if we had any more of those or any new ones. And then I saw these really cool pencil pod black wax bush beans with the beans stay black and the pods are yellow, and I want to check those out. So I picked up a few other things. This is what I picked up. So these just regular yellow bush beans. And then you can see direct sow from late spring to early summer in warm soil. So that'll be over here with the things that can get direct seeded. I think these bush beans are probably the same too. Direct sow from late spring to early summer in warm soil, about 2 weeks after last frost then. Those dragon beans as well into warm soil. Probably these ones. Look at the black beans, and they don't change color apparently when you cook them, so that's awesome. After the last frost, and then make successive. I mean, you could do that unless you like a one big harvest that you can freeze and can and stuff. So these I think go, that's 2 weeks after last frost. This is last frost. That's last frost. Direct seed a lot of the beans. These cucumbers probably need to get started. These are my pickling cucumbers. Boy, the pickling cucumbers did not do well last year. Even the plants that I bought from ArtNap didn't do well. Direct sow seeds into, you can just sow them after frost or start them indoors 4 weeks before the last frost. So here's the last frost. I go 1, 2, 3 weeks before the last frost. Oh, 4 weeks before last frost. So there we go. And there's some more cucumbers. There's some other. Yeah, there's some other cucumbers in here too. I just don't know what I had in there, or how many I had. Oh, there's hardly any in there. I'm glad I got some more. And probably these long English are going to be the same. These long English, start seeds indoors. Yeah, same, 4 weeks before the last frost. So if I don't have more, it's good to stock up on seeds every once in a while too. Red cherry sweet peppers. These stuffing peppers. I actually just used up the last of the ones that we had in the freezer. So that's good. Start seeds indoors, 6 to 8 weeks. I'll probably go 6 weeks with those. I don't like starting too many things at once because it's actually a lot of work to get them all in. I'll get them all in. But this row of ridiculous peppers and dills and artichokes, thyme and all my plants and Brussels sprouts. Oh, celery. I could try celery again. Rosemary, thyme, peppermint, onions, parsley, chamomile, some tomatoes. What are these tomatoes doing in here? 8 weeks. 8 weeks before the final frost. Okay. Some peppers like habaneros, and there's the red hot cherries. All right, well, maybe we'll just move this over here. Jimmy Nardello peppers, some other peppers, and then these are onions, bunching onions, and then jalapenos. So those are everything that I have to plant this weekend for sure. I did pick up some more seed trays and these seed potting things, and I picked up some seed starting mix from my local art nap. So I picked up some seeds and I went through all of my other seeds, and I came up with these seeds that have to go in 8 weeks before the last frost, March 10th. I'm a couple days late, but I'm going to try and get all these seeds into these trays. I marked the corner with a little bit of nail polish so that I know I can map out what seeds are where in those trays properly, write it all down on a piece of paper. But what's going in today: celery, artichokes, bunching onions, leeks, regular onions. These are saved seeds from I don't know what kind of onions, but I'll plant some of those. I've got these Boratana onions. These are early yellow globe. I'll be doing lots of those. And these Calibra yellow onions, red onions, these do pretty well. I toyed with whether or not I was going to do Brussels sprouts, but we might as well throw them in case other things don't do well. And then I've got a lot of herbs to start: rosemary, thyme, peppermint, parsley, chamomile. Anything else that I want, I'll probably buy from the store. I do have basil somewhere, but these ones take longer to grow. I don't know why these particular tomatoes say they have to start so early, but I'll start some. Jalapenos, these are saved seeds from the Big Bertha green peppers, those giant green peppers that I had last year. I'm going to try and start some of these seeds, see if I can grow some. I've got some habaneros, red cherries, banana peppers, ancho peppers. I think I'm going to try again. Boy, those were really nice baked. I like them. And what is this? Oh, the Hungarian cheese, some chili darble. Hopefully these still sprout because those are really old. And then I saved some Jimmy Nardello, and I'll see if they sprout as well. That's everything that I'm going to get in today. I have other trays that I picked up if I need more. Let's get going on seed starting. So I planted mostly onions in here, mostly onions. I've got some artichokes. I only had 2 more seeds of artichokes, and then some Brussels sprouts, and then leeks and onions in here. And then I take my handy dandy bottle that is super noisy for no reason, and I just kind of water them in. And then after that, I'll be watering in the tray and soaking up water, letting it soak up water from underneath after that. That's one tray done. Mostly onions, artichokes, Brussels sprouts. Just gonna pop a tray over them like that. Then you can pretty much set it up anywhere in your house that you have a flat space. I've got it set up on top of these seed starting heating pads. Same ones that I use to make my yogurt, actually. So they don't need a light setup right now because they're not actually up yet. Eventually, we'll put some grow lights on top of them, but we'll just wait. We'll just wait and see. And then tomorrow I'm going to plant the other one. All right, I did most of the second flat. I've got some areas over here for other peppers next week, but I did plant some thyme and rosemary, some peppermint and parsley, and some chamomile, banana peppers, habaneros, some other kind of habaneros, some red cherry hots, and some anchos, some jalapenos, chili darbles, and Jimmy Nardellos, and Hungarian cheese, as well as some saved seeds from those big Bertha green peppers. Nothing to see here yet, but hopefully soon. I'm gonna bump these Roma tomatoes into next week. Plant them with the rest of the tomatoes, I think. Just cover it up again. Put a little bit of water on the bottom so that it'll soak up water from underneath. And then we'll put it on a heating pad. Oh, you guys, we have our very first sprouts coming up this morning. They are Brussels sprouts. And these ones here. And then also, I've got some onion sprouts coming up. These were saved seed onions. I just had a bag from last year that I don't even know what kind of onions they are, but it's good to see some onions coming up. So I built my grow light thing that I put over top. The place where I bought these from, I'll show you the box. These are the grow lights, Jiffy Hydro grow lights for seedlings and cuttings. The place that I bought them from in the town that I live in is going out of business. So I'm going to try to find Jiffy Hydro online and see if I can order directly from the manufacturer. I have 3. I think I might need like maybe 1 more, and actually just to buy a couple as backups, but they're pretty good. They're easy to assemble. That's what I put over top. I'm pretty excited. Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna grow just whatever comes up this year. That's how that's gonna be. My second flat of seeds, nothing has popped up yet. That's the news. In the news of plant growing, you really got to keep an eye on things. I did take a wander out into the garden to see what I had coming up in the garden. We've got garlic coming up. I plant it in usually late October to the middle of November every year, and I always worry that they're not going to be able to push through the mulch, but this whole bed has come up now. I have this horseradish plant. I think I'm supposed to separate it. I mean, obviously you use the root, I guess. It's new to me, but it's growing well. And then I do have this one voluntary onion has just sprouted in the garden. Later on in the spring, I started direct seeding. I've got these mustard kind of greens and arugula. I'm planting bok choy and radishes and those kind of things. Other lettuces. Oh, some green leaf lettuce and red leaf lettuce. This is the kitty out in the garden hanging out with me while I'm planting things. We did put a whole lot of peas in the ground. You can see the little peas. Push them down a little bit. I think we did at least 200, I think it was 250 peas, and the horseradish is growing really well. And the asparagus. I thought this plant was dead, but it did perk up. But these other ones, look, asparagus. That was like the first thing up in the garden. Well, the asparagus along with the garlic chives. Look at asparagus. I love it. I want this whole bed filled with asparagus. Yum. Just in 1 week, like I think it was a week later, maybe 5 days later, and suddenly all the garlics are up. Yeah, every single one of them, every single one I think that I planted came up. It looks awesome. We do some work every year, kind of adding some amendments to the beds. So Mr. Wanders is adding, I think he was adding some manure to this bed that we're going to be planting. We don't do every bed every year, but we do make sure that we do each bed at least every other year or maybe every third year. So we're just doing some soil amendment. And we're planting potatoes in this bed this year. These ones are in the basement. We saved them from last year. These are our potatoes. And then we saved them kind of in paper bags underneath the stairs where it's dark, dark, dark. And then we plant them. I've got some red and some Yukon Gold and another kind that I don't remember the name of from last year. Oh, the season begins. Things that I'm pulling out of the garden are going to be these garden chives. These are a nice garlic chive. Just gonna grab some for dinner. And I've got these Mary Washington asparagus. I'm gonna grab a couple to have for dinner tonight as well. We have some really thick ones over here, but I think I'll wait till they get a little bit taller. But these long straggly ones for dinner tonight. And let the weighing begin. 0.7 ounces. 0.7 ounces of garlic chives. That is always the first thing. Look, it's a brand new harvest year. Harvest 2025. It's always garlic chives. Ounces. If we zero this bowl, we can weigh the asparagus. 1.2 ounces of asparagus. I want that whole bed really filled with asparagus one day. I think it'd be excellent. It's so nice to see them poking their heads up first thing in the season. You could make asparagus soup. I'm just gonna put some on top of a salmon loaf that I made. I boiled some eggs, make a white sauce, that kind of thing. Made up a nice salmon loaf. I ended up putting the garlic chives into the white sauce. I cooked up some hard-boiled eggs that we get these nice eggs from our neighbor. So I've got salmon loaf with some egg on top and then a nice serving of this white sauce, just a simple white sauce, and I threw those garlic chives in there. It's pretty tasty. Just one egg sliced up. And then we had some leftover white basmati rice. I've got about half a cup of rice on each serving. Oh, this garlic chive sauce smells so yummy. Then I'm just throwing a couple of pieces of asparagus on top. Very nice, fresh out of the garden. Chives and asparagus on a salmon loaf for 4 dinners. That is it for the start of the 2025 garden season. Let me know what you think about me kind of showing a recipe or two from the garden of what I use when I harvest things from the garden. Yeah, that garlic chive white sauce is nice. You know, nothing too detailed. Just some ideas. Maybe you guys could post some ideas in the comment section what you like to do with asparagus coming out of the garden right away. Chives, garlic chives, lots of stuff. Any ideas, recipe ideas that you have for those things that you've got coming out of your garden right now? That would be great. Gardening is upon us. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe. You can click my face to subscribe to see more videos from me, and I will be continuing on with this wonderful garden season where I weigh everything that comes out of my garden and I keep track of how much I grow. How much can I grow? I'll leave a link up here to the entire 2025 garden season so you can watch everything from the beginning if you're watching this later on, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye.